Shalom Aleichem, Hebrew Torah 101. And today's video will be on Deuteronomy 18 and verse 15 and verse 18 specifically, but we're going to talk about some things surrounding this whole chapter and book for a little bit of more insight. All right, so before we start reading the book of Deuteronomy, one thing we need to understand and comprehend first is that the book of Deuteronomy is just a retelling of things that have already transpired while they were in the wilderness. All right, this is the 40th year. Moses is going to die this year, okay? And because he's going to die, he's given a retelling of things that have already transpired. His audience will be the second generation of Israelites that were born in the wilderness, all right? And a certain somebody is going to lead them into the promised land from the wilderness. So this is the context surrounding this whole chapter here. And the question always comes up, who exactly is this prophet being compared to Moses? Or is there even a prophet being compared to Moses at all? So that's what we're kind of going to dive into and check out a bit. So let's get to it. Nabi mikir becha me acha kamoni. So a prophet. So again, context is very important. Moses will be the speaker here. So a prophet from your midst, preposition mem, meaning from your midst, from your brothers like me, okay? So we can cross out the opinion that this prophet is not being compared to Moses, because even out of Moses' own mouth, he compares this prophet to be like him, all right? Yakim lecha shema Elohecha elad tishmarun. So he should rise up for you. God should rise up. Shema should rise up for you, your God. To him you shall obey, or you should hearken. Verse 18. Now, context changed a little bit. So God will be the speaker here in this verse. So verse 18. Nabi aqim lahem mikere ahim kamocha. So a prophet I will raise for them from the midst of their brother like you. So God is even comparing this prophet to be like unto Moses. And I will put my words in his mouth. And he should speak to them. All which I command him. All right, again, just for a little bit more context, we're in the book of Numbers, chapter 27, and we're going to start at verse 15, all right? For a little bit of context, Moses had done something that will cause him not to be able to see the promised land. So he's informed that he's going to die and he's not going to see the land anymore. So in response to this, Moses asked God for a favor. So let's see what that favor is. And Moses spoke to God, saying, let God appoint God of spirits and all flesh, a man upon the congregation. All right. Moses is their leader. He's their military leader. He's their spiritual leader, all these things. Okay. Since he's going to die, he's not going to actually bring the people into the promised land. He wants God to do something in response for this. So let's see what that is. Which should go out before them, and which shall come in before them, and which shall Yotseim. So Yotseim is a phrase that indicates war. So he would send each tribe out for war. Go fight Reuben, go fight, Judah, so forth. And which Yebiim shall cause them to be brought back in, come back in from war. It should not be the congregation of God like a flock, which not for them, a shepherd. So Moses is the shepherd of the flock. Since he's going to die, he needs a replacement. So let's learn who that replacement is. Verse 18 in Numbers 27. Wayomer, and he said, Shema el Moshe, God to Moses, Kah lecha ed Yehoshua ben Nun, take for you Joshua son of Nun. Okay, why are we taking Joshua son of Nun? Ish asher ruach bo, a man which spirit is in him. And you should lay your hand upon him. All right. So let's jump down to verse 22 for a little bit, to get a little bit further in the video. And Moses did like which God commanded him, and he took Joshua, and he caused him to be stationed. He stood him up somewhere. Lifne Eleazar, before Eleazar HaKohen the priest, where Lifne Kol Ha'edar, and before all the congregation. And he laid his hand upon him, and he commanded him all which God spoke by the hand of Moses. So we have a comparison here. And if you don't know, the whole entire time during this wilderness, effect, Joshua was the minister of Moses. So Joshua will go everywhere Moses went. Joshua will see the things that Moses see. All right, now we're back in Deuteronomy chapter 34 and verse 9. So we have Joshua, son of Nun, filled with a wise spirit, because Moses laid his hands upon them. Okay, we just read about this event. Again, this is just a retelling of things that have already transpired. And they hearkened unto him, Bnei Israel, and they did all which God commanded Moses. So this is telling us about the event we just read in the book of Numbers, chapter 27. All right, we have to read verse 9 or verse 10 to make this make sense. So verse 10. And there has not risen a prophet, Be Israel ke Moshe, since in Israel like Moses. Okay, this word is very important, the word since. All right, a prophet since what? A prophet has not been risen like Moses since what? Since Joshua, son of Nun, when Moses laid his hands upon him. Okay, so Moses and Joshua are being compared to each other. All right, let's go a little bit further. Okay, we're literally in the next book over, the book of Joshua, chapter 1 and verse 5. And it should not be a man to present himself before your presence all the days of your life. The same way I was with Moses, I will be with you, and I will not let you down, and I will not forsake you. Talking to Joshua. Verse 16, last couple verses, and we're done with the video. So they answered Joshua, saying, all which you command us, we will do. And towards all which you send us, we will go. Like all which we listen to Moses, thus we will hearken or obey you. Only it should be God, Shema, your God, with you, like which he was with Moses. So we have a direct comparison with Joshua and Moses, and there are a couple other verses we could have went into, but just to save some time, hope this would be enough to help out whoever needed assistance with this context of Deuteronomy chapter 18, verses 15 through 18. Shalom. Lila Dog.